Huge spoilers for High Seas, baby! Let's get into it! Hello and welcome to the table, and you heard the intro. Let's dive right into things and watch the High Seas trailer and the spoilers for all the new heroes.
So, matey, you like the taste of gold and rum? An endless horizon. Aye then, crank up the sails, take to the skies. But beware, a pirate's life be a fool's demise. Her stormy swell and storied beasts pull the bravest of souls into the high tide. So, answer me this, when the Kraken comes a-knocking, and you're eye to eye with the abyss, will ye hold your nerve? Though she may be cruel, my mistress provides bounty and bodies lost to time. But I never were a patient feller in life or death. I'd say you can't take it to the grave, but the dead ain't tell no tales.
So that's all that really matters for the trailer. Absolutely love it. Cannot wait to talk about it. But before I talk about the heroes, I do want to talk about this this product right here. So, with new classes being introduced into the game, because, I mean, there's got to be new stuff added to the game throughout the course of the game's history, right? There's got to be new classes, there's got to be new spice added into the game. And it's really hard to make a deck, a new class being introduced to the game, competitively viable and actually, strong without making it overpowered and busted right off the get-go. And because of that, likely Gravy Bones being the first ever Necromancer is gonna suck. However, with the Armory deck, maybe there's new cards from outside of the main set being added into his arsenal, into his card pool, so maybe it gives him a couple more options and a couple of more cards to play around with, making him a little bit more viable right off the bat. That's just my 2 cents. I'm hoping that is what this product is going to do, and it's not just a bunch of stuff from the main set, because if it is, I'm going to be very sad. But that is all I want to talk about there. Let's talk about the heroes. The first one being Puffin Hightail. I did not expect Mechanologist to be in this set, but a Pirate Mechanologist, I'll take it. She's got a peg leg, she's got a parrot that's got a mechanical wing, and the parrot's wearing a pirate hat. That's all I care about. I like it. I think it's really cool. Also, the art in the background, super cool as well. But Puffin here, I don't know if it's the parrot or the actual Mechanologist. Maybe Puffin is the parrot and Hightail is the girl, the Mechanologist. That doesn't really make sense for a name, but who knows. 4 intellect, 40 health hero that has an action doing this new weird circle wave thing and destroying a gold you control to create a golden cog token. Now, notably, this action does not have go again, which would seem weird, but this golden cog, we don't know what it looks like yet, but I would suspect that it has crank, which if you don't know, it can generate you an action point, effectively giving this go again. So that's cool, and the second time you crank each turn, you draw a card, which, gotta love that. Now, I'm sorry, Max, you are not a very good crank deck. You're a good Nitro Mechanoid deck, but you're not a good crank deck, or at least not a fun one. Puffin here, you get value off of crank, some crank value, plus you're a pirate, which gives you some extra points, some extra gravy points. See what I did there? In my book. And to go further, what is this little circle wave thing? I feel like it's something to do with all pirates. There's cards that have been spoiled that I'll talk about in another video where it says you may do the circle wave thing to an ally you control. This is like Gravy Bones cards. So maybe it's like you're doing something to one of your guys and maybe you're making gold tokens, but you do something to one of your things with this circle wave thing and you have to destroy a gold to do the Puffin Hightail thing. I think it's interesting. It's definitely intriguing. And Puffin here seems like it could be pretty good because, you know, drawing cards is a pretty powerful effect. And it can make, you know, a Crank deck and a Mechanologist deck that's not Dash, the OG Dash, good. So I'm looking forward to it. But then I got
Comes a knocking, and you're eye to eye with the
Maryland Treasure Hunter. Now, I know that Pirates and Rangers have been intertwined for a while now, and Outsiders, the basically Rangers set, it wasn't just Rangers, but it was basically the Rangers set. There were a lot of piratey stuff going on, and they've been intertwined for a long time. I still don't get why exactly from a lore perspective. Maybe it's something that, I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you know. But Maryland here seems pretty interesting. 4 intellect, 40 health. As an action, you can do the circle wave thing, destroy a gold you control, and create a golden fin harpoon in your hand. And you go again. So this golden fin harpoon, I recall, is a token that was spoiled when the set was originally announced. And it's a arrow attack that has go again. So go wide? Maybe, potentially. Interesting. And I think it's definitely going to be what Maryland's wanting to do, because whenever you draw a card during your action phase, you may put an arrow card from your hand face up into your arsenal. So, you do the whole Golden Fin Harpoon thing that's got go again, and then you put it into your arsenal, and then, you know, you attack with it, maybe you draw a card somehow, and then you put another arrow into your arsenal, and then you attack with another arrow with an on hit, and you spend, like, maybe a resource attack for, like, 10 damage, and it's just terrible on hit for the opponent. I don't know. Maryland here seems interesting. Seems cool to me. However, something that I'm not a huge fan of these pirate cards is that they don't feel very piratey yet. I'm hoping they're going to be. Hopefully this circle wave thing and gold generation and stuff like that makes them feel more piratey. But right now, pirates, like that kind of word, seems more like mystic, like a trait rather than a main class, which I'm kind of sad about because I'd like to have just a pirate that's just a pirate that's doing piratey BS. But who knows? I don't really know a lot of the set yet. Nobody really does, but here's hoping, because, I mean, I like it. I like what the heroes are doing, but I want some piratey pirate stuff going on. But Gravy here, I am looking forward to a lot. 4 intellect, 40 health, and it's an instant speed ability to do the circle wave thing, destroying a gold you control, and you draw a card and discard a card, which, for a Necromancer, is pretty important. If you don't know, I love graveyard strategies, and Necromancers, I would assume, are abusing their own graveyard in a lot of ways. And a good way to do that is by having cards in your graveyard. And drawing a card and then discarding a card, one, allows you to kind of set up, fix your hand. Maybe you can do it once on your turn, once on your opponent's turn, since this is an instant speed ability, and it's not a once per turn ability, might I add. I don't think any of these abilities are, now that I think about it. I think, yeah, that's not an instant speed or a once per turn ability, and then Puffin's not a once per turn ability, so that's very interesting. To me. So, I don't know, but Gravy here, the fact that you can do it potentially multiple times on you and your opponent's turn could make it really good to fill your graveyard with a ton of tools and a ton of stuff. Now, how are you going to take advantage of this? Well, if a blue card has been put into your graveyard this turn, you may play cards with Watery Grave from your graveyard. Now, that says if a blue card, then you may play any number of cards with Watery Grave from your graveyard, not just one. So you don't have to have a blue card go into your graveyard for every time you want to play something with Watery Grave. Now, what does that mean? What does Watery Grave mean? Well, I'm thinking it's like a version of Blood Debt, but specifically for Necromancers. Maybe even just Pirate Necromancers, because Watery Grave, I mean, I don't really see what that has to do with all necromancers. Maybe this is just a Gravy Bones thing, which I love the name, by the way. Davy Jones, Gravy Bones. I mean, it's cool. But anyways, I feel like maybe for other necromancers, it's not going to be, you can play stuff with Watery Grave from your graveyard. Maybe it's just Gravity Grave. I don't know if that doesn't make sense, but case in point. But so, Watery Grave. Basically, what I'm thinking is that these cards are like cards with Blood Debt that you can't play from your hand. That's what I'm thinking. You can't play them from your hand. You can only play them from your graveyard. Or your banish zone, maybe. Who knows? But with Gravy here, you can basically turn your graveyard into another hand, maybe even a larger hand. And since you can use all your Watery Grave cards, maybe some of them have Go again, who knows, so you can go a little bit wider. It already looks like there are going to be some. In order to make sure that the deck's not overly powerfully busted, maybe, like I said, you can only play Watery Grave cards from your graveyard. Makes sense to me. But yeah, Gravy Bones here, I really, really like it. And with all that aside, I really hope that you enjoy this video. I cannot wait for this stuff. And with all that aside, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's completely free, no regrets. And go Pirates!